Hello again, everybody. David Clary here at West High School getting set for Oak Ridge High School baseball. I'm joined by Caleb and Luke Jackson here getting ready for this ball game on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. The umpires are meeting at the home plate area. It gives me the opportunity to run down the starting lineups. First off, for the home team, the West High Rebels, leading things off and playing second base will be J.B. Moore. Batting second will be the third baseman, Mason Dunn. Batting third will be the right fielder, Maddox Moffitt. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, Brady Hopkins. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter, Brady Trent. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, James Huffman. We're also joined by Morgan Farrell. He'll be playing catcher. Dylan Struckoff, he'll be playing left field. The shortstop today will be Will Alinsky. Batting ninth will be the left fielder. That'll be Coleman Miller. For the Wildcats, leading things off will be Warren East. He'll be playing center field. Batting second will be the first baseman, Joseph Webb. Batting third will be the catcher, Parker Free. Batting fourth will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, Carson Fagan. Batting seventh will be the right fielder. That'll be Brooks Poteet. Batting seventh will be the designated hitter. That'll be Jaden Sheverton. Batting eighth will be the second baseman, Whit Reniger. And batting ninth will be Noah Wood. He'll be playing shortstop. The pitcher for today's game is Cam Welch. We're just moments away from baseball on our YouTube channel. Appreciate all of you watching our broadcast. We're hoping to do a few more games, maybe 2 tomorrow. We appreciate our sponsors, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. We also appreciate the class of 1989. We appreciate them. Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, and, of course, our friends down in Texas, the Fagan family, the grandparents of Kipton and Carson Fagan. Luke's going to be doing our scoreboard. He's never done it before, but he'll do fine. And Caleb is our producer and director. He'll be switching our cameras. We've got 3 cameras rolling. There's a really dark cloud over towards Clinton to our right. Hopefully that'll just move on to the west of us. As we're just moments away here, the Wildcats come in with a record of 18 wins, 1 defeat, and 1 tie. That 1 tie coming in the final ball game of the Orange Beach tournament. That game went to 14 innings and ended up in a 6-6 tie. The lineups are being introduced by the public address announcer, and we're just moments away. I'm going to put the mic down here before the music starts playing. David Clary and the Jackson brothers here from West High School. And we'll be back to West for the national anthem and the start of this ball game in a moment.
Now for the day starting lineups for the Wildcats. Leading off plate center field, number 4, Warren East. At first base, number 24, Joseph Webb. The catcher, number 2, Parker Free. At third base, number 3, Mikey Teasley. In left field, number 5, Carson Fagan. In right field, number 9, Brooks Poteet. The designated hitter tonight, number 13, Jake Sheverton. At second base, number 6, Whit Reniger. At shortstop, number 1, Noah Wood. And the pitcher tonight, number 23, Camden Welch, and the rest of the Wildcat baseball team. Wildcats are coached by Kevin McKeith and Jeremiah Ball, Cal Gary, and head coach Travis Reed.
Yeah, they're right there. They're right there. Perfect. Listen, brother, it's super far down there, so be careful, okay? So you don't fall.
Game times tomorrow, are they 1, 3:30? Just making sure. Thank you.
Put it in your pocket here. Fold it and put it in your pocket.
And now for your Marble City boys, At second base, number 5, J.B. Moore. At third base, number 2, Mason Dugan. In right field, number 1, Maddox Moffitt. At first base, number 6, Brady Hopkins. The designated hitter tonight, number 25, Brady Trent. Your catcher, number 20, Morgan Farrell. In center field, number 21, the speedster, Dylan Stenstrom. At shortstop, number 16, Will Lazinski. In left field, number 4, Tom McMiller. And the pitcher tonight, the junior, number 22, James Huffman. And the rest of the Marble City boys, they're coached by Hunter Long, Riley Beck, Jack Thompson, Austin Miller, Dalton Long, Ian Morris, and head coach Rob Stacy. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America and to remember those who serve both home and around the world, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps. Veterans may render a hand salute as we honor the nation with the playing of our national anthem.
America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. Baseball, of the time. The steel, this game, is a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. People will come, Ray.
Just moments away from Oak Ridge High School baseball. As I mentioned, Warren East will be leading things off for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge comes in at 18-1-1, coming off of a victory yesterday over the Lenore City Panthers. Wildcats won that game 10-0. The Wildcats have swept district series against McMinn County and against Lenore City. They are 1-1 against Hardin Valley. They still have games to go against the Farragut Admirals, the Bearden Bulldogs, and the Ray County Golden Eagles in district baseball. The warm-up toss is being thrown by the West pitcher. That is James Huffman. Warren East is on deck, and we're about to get set here from West High. Got 3 cameras working. Our producer, as I mentioned, and director is Caleb Jackson. We got Luke Jackson. He is doing the scoreboard. He's also been very valuable carrying stuff for us, Luke. Appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
As we're about to get underway here from West. They call them the Marble City Boys for whatever reason, but I know them as the West High Rebels, and that's what I'm going to call them. Here's the long throw down, and we are about to have baseball for you here from West High School. The dimensions of this field is 300 feet to center, or to 350 to center, 310 down the lines. And here we go. Warren East leads things off for the Wildcats, and we're about to have baseball for you. As Warren stands in, He is a right-handed hitting junior. And baseball is about set here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. And here's the first pitch of the ball game. That's up high, and we are underway here at West. Sitting in the stands, watching this one. We never get to sit in the press box anywhere we go. Warren back in, 1 ball, no strikes. There's a call. That's going to be called inside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Got a good view of the scoreboard at least. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch to Warren. There's a called strike on the inner half of the plate, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. We are on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and hopefully we got some people watching our broadcast today. We hope to do 2 ball games tomorrow, beginning at 12 as the pitch is hit to right field. It's going to drop in between the shortstop and the right fielder, and it's a leadoff single for Warren East. So a good start for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will send to the plate another junior. This will be Joseph Webb. Wildcats wearing their Secret City jerseys today. The Rebels wearing all red. I mean, red pants, red jerseys, white numerals as Joe steps in. He'll be followed in the Oak Ridge lineup by Parker Free. Warren with good speed at first. Leads the team in stolen bases. He has a big lead at first. Nobody out, just underway. Top of the first inning here from West. Warren going on the first pitch. Here's a throw down, and it goes into center field, and Warren's headed to third. And he'll make it with a throw, and that will be a stolen base and an error. And the Wildcats have a runner at third and nobody out here in the first. Joe back in, ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Warren takes his lead off of third. Here's the pitch. Outside with it, 2 balls and no strikes. Parker's on deck. He'll be followed by Mikey Teasley in the Wildcat lineup. Kevin McKeithen, your first base coach, down at third, the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free. 2-0 pitch. That's up high, bounces away, but not far enough. And the count is 3 balls and no strikes. That dark cloud seems to be moving out, so that's good news. We were looking at the radar. It didn't look like we were going to have any rain, but it sure looked like it when we first sat down and set up our thousands and thousands of dollars worth of electronic equipment. Joe back in, 3-0 pitch. There's a called strike. No, we call it inside. It's ball 4. Typically on 3-0 count, if it's close, the umpire will call a strike, but he did not. So the Wildcats have him on the corners, and the batter will be Parker Free. This is a non-district ball game for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge will play Science Hill tomorrow and Central. That'll be 1 o'clock and 3:30 at the sports complex at Bobby Hopkins Field. Joe with a decent-sized lead at first. Warren's your base runner at third. Nobody out here in the first inning. Pitch to Parker. There's a called strike at the knees on the inner half of the plate, and the count is 0-1. They're playing charge for us batting, which is kind of unusual when you go on the road. Parker back in, behind in the count, 0-1. Runner going. Pitch is high, and there's another stolen base. The Wildcats have 2 runners in scoring position. The pitcher for the Rebels today is James Huffman. The catcher for them is Morgan Farrell. Big kid. Parker back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 2 on for the Wildcats here in the top of the first inning. Pitch. Outside and high. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Caleb working our switcher for a baseball game, maybe for the first time. And second time. 2 balls, 1 strike to Parker Free. Pitch. Hit foul. Out of play. Coming back and out of play. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats coming off of a victory, as I mentioned yesterday, a 10-0 win over at Lenore City to sweep the series. The Monday game with Lenore City much closer, 4-2. Free back in, wide stance. 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air. Infield, shortstop back on it, calls for it, and makes the catch for out number 1. Better now will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Mike Kelly is in attendance here, one of our sponsors with Betsy Coleman Realty. We appreciate him and been with us during basketball and baseball. Pitch to Mikey is a called strike at the belt. The count is 0-1. Warren takes his lead off of third. Joe Webb off of second. The pitch to Mikey. Hit foul. Back out of play. And Mikey behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. This inning started with a leadoff single by Warren East. Kind of dumped it in the right field. He stole second. Was able to move over to third on a throwing error. Then a walk to Joseph Webb. And Mikey behind in the count 0-2. 1 out. Nobody has scored. We're in the top of the first inning. Pitch to the plate. Cut on a miss, and Mikey Teasley goes down swinging. And that gets the West High fans to erupt, and here comes Carson Fagan. It's up to him if the Wildcats are going to score. They came out strong, put their first 2 on, then a pop out by Parker Free and a strikeout of Mikey Teasley, so it's going to be up to Carson. Carson is a right-handed hitting senior. He, in fact, is he and Mikey, the only 2 seniors in the Wildcat lineup, as that pitch is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Carson will be followed by Brooks Poteet. Brooks is playing right field today. He's on deck. Bueno pitch to Carson. Hit foul, back to the screen, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. As I mentioned, our producer is Caleb Jackson today. He'll be switching cameras. As you can see, there's multiple cameras we're working with today. Different angles, the best we could in a limited space that we have here at West. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. That's outside and high. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 on, 2 outs. Top of the first. Kind of a cloudy day here at West High School. Two 1 pitch. High and tight. 3 balls and 1 strike. He's given up a single. He has walked a batter. Has Mr. James Huffman, their pitcher. I kind of like their uniforms. They are truly Cardinal. They are Cardinal red, like the St. Louis Cardinals. Our Cardinals more maroon these days. 3-1 pitch to Carson Fagan. Cut on and missed. Evens the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fagan back in. And the 3-2 pitch. Hit well, deep to left, going back there all the way to the fence. That ball is foul. Kind of out of our view a bit. Did we? Just a long strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carson Fagan back in. I know his grandparents are watching down in Texas. One of our people who have donated to us. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul again. Back to the screen. Having a little trouble with that camera directly behind. We might have to move it to a different location if possible. I don't know where exactly we could move it. We'll let our producer-director, Caleb Jackson, make that call. Might have to bring it up here to get another angle. We like that behind the plate angle. Fagan back in, 3-2 pitch. Hit foul. Kind of took a late hack at it and stays alive. Good turnout of fans on both sides. I got a chance to talk to Dave Moore before the ball game. Dave was a quarterback for Oak Ridge back in the early 70s. His grandson plays for West. He's the second baseman, J.B. Moore. Fagan back in, 3-2 pitch. Another one. Hit foul again. Back out of play, so a lot of pitches being seen by Carson. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, J.B. Moore is the son of Adam Moore, who played baseball at Oak Ridge High School back in the, I guess it was the late 1990s and early 2000s. But his son is their second baseman. And as I mentioned, his grandfather was Dave Moore, who was a quarterback for the Wildcats, played other sports as well. Huffman has the sign. Another 3-2 pitch to Carson Fagan. Hit well again. Deep to left. The left fielder's got a beat on it. Drifting over towards the foul line. Makes the catch for out number 3. Rousing applause by the West High Rebels. The Wildcats put their first 2 batters on. A single by Warren East. A walk to Joseph Webb. Then Free, Teasley, and Fagan are retired in order. We go to the bottom half of the first inning here at West. Wildcats and the Rebels scoreless. We'll be back to West High School in a moment. Welcome back once again to West High School. Leading things off will be J.B. Moore. As I mentioned just a moment ago about his Oak Ridge relationships. You can hear the PA announcer announce him. He bats from the right side. I don't have their classes, but he steps in against Cam Welch. Coming back from injury, got his first start. I think it was at CAK, pitched an inning, pitched a lot in the Orange Beach tournament. That pitch is hit foul over to the right side and out of play. Defensively for the Wildcats, I'll set that for you. The center fielder is Warren East. The left fielder is Carson Fagan. Brooks Poteetson right. I'll get the infield in a second. Cam is a left-hander. He comes in with a one-strike pitch, and that's high and tight. High and outside, actually, and the count is even 1 ball, 1 strike. Mikey Teasley is the third baseman. Shortstop is Noah Wood. Whit Reniger is the second baseman. Here's the pitch, cut on and missed. And the count is 1-2. The first baseman is Joseph Webb. The catcher in today's game is Parker Free. Cam Welch ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, that's up high. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, Mitchell, we're sitting right in the Oak Ridge section. We're taking it one whole row. We apologize for that. 2-2 pitch. That's low and inside. We got a full count. Moore will be followed by Mason Dunn, then Maddox Moffitt in their lineup. We've got a kind of a stiff wind blowing right into us. 3-2 pitch. Nobody out, nobody on the pitch. That's up high, and that is ball 4. So that's the first base runner of the day for the Rebels. And the batter will be the third baseman, Mason Dunn.
Now batting the third baseman, number 2.
The sun is not out, so I don't know if you can at home see just how red their jerseys are. That is true Cardinal right there. The Wildcats, their school colors are Cardinal and gray, but our Cardinal is somehow morphed into a more of a maroon color. But that is true Cardinal right there. Back in the 50s, the jerseys, there's a big lead at first. There's a pitch, then it's a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. The football jerseys were that red back in the 50s. And no, guys, I was not around to see those jerseys back in the 50s. I knew that was coming. Good lead at first, a 1-strike pitch. That's up high. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. If you go to the coach's office, the football coach's office, you can see Jackie Pope's jersey, which was retired, and it is red, just like these West Rebels. Here's the pitch. Ripped into left field. That's a solid base hit, fielded by Carson Fagan, and they've got their first 2 runners on. Solid single. And they've got runners at first and second, and nobody out. And the batter now will be the right fielder, Maddox Moffitt. Lefty versus lefty. Scoreless ball game. The Wildcats had their first 2 guys on, failed to score. Cam Welch trying to get out of a mess here in the first inning. Infield is on the grass in at first base. Mikey playing pretty even with the bag at third. Normal depths for the middle infielders. The pitch is cut on and missed. The count is 0-1. Moffitt behind in the count, 0-1. Pitch called strike at the knees on the outer half of the plate, so he's way ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Cam Welch is a senior. The Wildcats have 5 seniors on their team. 3 of them playing today. Carson Fagan, Mikey Teasley, Cam Welch, Dylan Skeen. And that pitch is pretty close. Called a ball. We'll check the behind the plate camera. One ball and 2 strikes. Welch checks the runner at second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside and low, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tri Sharp is the other senior on the Wildcat lineup. Only 5 seniors. That bodes well for next year for sure. As Cam comes in, the pitch is hit foul to the right and out of play. Got Luke Jackson doing the scoreboard here. His first time ever helping us. In fact, we actually got him out of a moving truck as we were going down Illinois Avenue to get him to come work for us. Actually, I am not exaggerating. He jumped out of a truck and jumped in the van. That's how we picked him up today. Never met him before. Never seen him, actually. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Well, should have been. Maybe a little outside. I think Parker says perhaps it was a little outside. He looks over to Coach Ball, and I think he actually agrees that it was a ball. Let's see what Cam can do. He doesn't want to load the bases. There's nobody out here in the first. 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground. That could be a double play. There's one at second. Here's the throw back. It's low, and it's in time for the double play. So that helps the old 6-4-3 double play, and that erases one base runner. The other, J.B. Moore, moves over to third. And the batter now will be the first baseman, Brady Hopkins. Both teams have had opportunities here in the first. Cam trying to get out of the first with it. No damage as well as Hopkins stands in. He hits in the number 4 spot. The first pitch to him is high and outside, and the count is 1-0. He's a slender left-handed hitter, facing the left-handed throwing Cam Welch. Timeout is asked for. Umpire walks away, steps out of the turf area, comes back in, pats his catcher, Parker Free on the right shoulder, and we're all ready. 1-0 pitch, cut on a miss, way out in front of that one, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. Caleb told me he didn't want to talk today. He's got enough to do. He's got working the 3 cameras. Pitch, cut on a miss again, and the count is 1-2. I think I would zoom in just a bit on that, on your camera, Caleb, if you don't mind. Just maybe we'll come back to that 1-2 pitch outside, and the count is 2-2. Yeah, I like that shot better. Just less grass. You know me, Caleb. I don't like grass, as he learned in football season. I'd rather have it a little tighter. I'm all about the tight shots. We got one above, and here is the 2-2 pitch. There's called strike 3. He's got to take a seat. That is the third out of the inning. So both teams have opportunities in the first inning. Both teams fail to score. We go to the top half of the second inning. For the Wildcats, it'll be Brooks Poteet, Jaden Cheverton, Whit Reniger, the scheduled hitters in Coach Travis Free's lineup. We appreciate you watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel. We apologize, and there will be some games upcoming in the next 3 weeks that we are just not able to do. I apologize for that. Once we get to the postseason, we will cover all of them. But we have a few games coming up that we will not be able to do, including a couple games with Ray County coming up, and maybe a couple more, but we'll try to get as many as possible. I saw your Slick Pig picture there, Mike Kelly. Slick Pig picture. Or back. Yeah, I wish it was Slick Pig. Yeah. That barbecue place, Alex Myers remembers that very well. We did a football game one time. Alex was my color guy, Luke. You don't have to talk, but he was my color guy. We went to that barbecue place across the street. He spent most of the first quarter in the restroom.
Sounds about right.
We're going to take a break. I'm going to put down the camera. We go to the top of the second. Here's the long throw. Well, we'll just keep it right here as the Wildcats, Brooks Poteet will lead things off. It'll be Poteet, Cheverton, and Reniger, the scheduled hitter in the Wildcat lineup. Brooks bats from the left side. He is a junior, played at Powell last year. And Brooks will step in. As I mentioned, he bats from the left side, facing James Huffman, the pitcher for the West High Rebels. Pitch is up high, a ball right at shoulder level. And the count is 1-1, no strikes. Scoreless ball game. Both teams picked up a couple base runners in the first, failed to score. Poteet back in, the 1-0 pitch to him. That's on the outside corner at the knees. And the count is 1-1 strike. Righty versus lefty, 1-1 pitch. Hit well to right field, but right at the right fielder. Hardly has to move. Ball was tagged, hit right on the button, but out number 1. Batter now will be the designated hitter, Jaden Cheverton. Jaden batting for Cam Welch today. Jaden had a really good trip down to Alabama, had a lot of hits, played great defense for the Wildcats, and came in and pitched some. Just a good, solid sophomore player for Coach Travis Free's Wildcats, and he bats here with nobody on and 1 out here in the second inning. Pitch to him is a called strike. Right down the middle, and the count is 0-1. Actually, Caleb, Luke has talked more than you have in this broadcast. Twice, actually, now. No balls and 1 strike to Jaden. Pitch, hit well to center field. Center fielder coming hard, makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, 2 fly ball outs. And the batter, the number 8 hitter in the Wildcat lineup, that would be the sophomore second baseman, Whit Reniger. Another lefty in the lineup for Coach Travis Free. He'll be followed by Noah Wood, but Whit's got to get on base somehow. Just a little bit inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Umpire getting his steps in. Chased the foul ball out or the bounce when it went off the back stop and all the way back out on the field and chased it about 15 feet onto the field. 1 ball, no strikes to Witt. Pitch. Cut on a miss. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. West is having what appears to be a track meet at their football field. A cross game. Thank you, Mike Kelly. 1-1 pitch hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. That'll be the second hit of the ball game. And the best part about that, regardless of what Noah Wood does, it'll turn the order over next inning. But Noah trying to get on base. So a 2-out single for Whit Reniger. As I mentioned, that'll be the second hit of the game for the Wildcats. Noah is the shortstop today, hitting in the number 9 spot. Hit DH a couple times when we were down in Alabama. We enjoyed that trip. Hope you enjoyed watching our 6 ball games, really 7, if you count the 7 extra innings we did in that final ball game. 14 innings, ended up a tie. Pitch. No, he hits the ball to center field, but not very deep. Center fielder under it makes the one-handed grab for out number 3. But the Wildcats pick up a base runner. They leave him stranded. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Here at West High, the Wildcats and Rebels are scoreless. Mike Kelly's next to me. Mike has been to about every ball game. We missed you down in Alabama, but you are a married man with children, so making that trip probably was a little bit too difficult for you.
It would have been easy for me if my wife and daughter hadn't been in Orlando spending money the week before. So they spent my Alabama money.
Well, we had a good time, and I don't know if you got a chance to watch that 14-inning ball game. It just kept going on. You talk about a long day. We started with a game right before that, and then we played 14 innings. It was a long, long day. And to end up a tie, all the way driving back home, I kept thinking it was almost like we lost.
And a long drive for someone back to Atlanta that next day, I know. So, it's a shame that it ended that way. We should have won before it even got that far down. But, it was a good experience, a good trip for the kids, and it was something that will help them in the tournament coming up. So,
Mike, you're a diehard sports guy, Oak Ridge High School. I got a chance to talk to Dave Moore. It's a little bit before our time a little bit. I mean, he was a quarterback in the 70s, played some baseball and such. His son, Adam Moore, I saw up there, he played baseball for Oak Ridge. His grandson's their second baseman. So they've got seems like everybody we play these days has an Oak Ridge connection.
Exactly, and I would be remiss in not mentioning that his uncle is Oak Ridge's field goal record kicker, Aaron Hunt. So he's a great kid. I had a chance to meet him last year when he was at Catholic. And, of course, Dave Moore and the Hunt family, they're all just great people, great representatives of Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I was talking to Dave. I was talking to Dave before the ball game, and he told me that he had a hip replacement, but he's walking pretty good.
Well, Dave and I have a connection, too, because he's a former UTC mock, so a UC mock, I guess.
Well, let's start at the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Brady Trent, the designated hitter, leading things off against Cam Welch. We'll get a report on these hamburgers in a bit. I think Luke's willing to talk, whether his big brother Caleb is or not. Caleb's our producer and director, and we literally picked up Luke to do the game today. He got out of a moving truck to get in my van, and there's a called strike. Luke, you better be thinking about your hamburger, or it looks like a cheeseburger, report between innings. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Cut on a miss. And the count is 1-2. Tomorrow the Wildcats will play Johnson City Science Hill. That game will be at 1 o'clock. Then at 3:30 they'll play the Central Bobcats. Got a good kid named Nick Reardon plays for Central. Fun to watch. Watched him play the last several years. They've got a good team. We played us pretty tough at Central. That was the first game of the year. Basketball season was still going on for us at that point. We weren't able to do that ball game. 2-2 pitch. Cut on a miss. And that is a strikeout, and that is back-to-back strikeouts for Cam Welch, and that is his second strikeout. And the batter now will be the catcher, Morgan Farrell. Farrell wears number 20. Anybody who is watching us, and we haven't taught Luke how to look at the chat, but anybody who is watching our broadcast, we'd love to know where you're from and whether you think the true Cardinal that West is wearing is better than the maroon that we wear now. Mike is shaking his head. Pitch. But Mike, if you look at that jersey in the hallway of Jackie Pope's, it's pretty red, and that's kind of like St. Louis Cardinal red right there. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. Hit in the air, foul. Off to the right side, over towards the dugout, but well out of play. Joseph gives it a look, but it's well out of play. Mikey Teasley is our third baseman. The second baseman is Whit Reniger. Shortstop is Noah Wood. Joseph Webb is at first. Brooks Poteet in right. Warren Easton center. Carson Fagans in left, and Parker Free behind the plate. Parker has the sign. Here's the pitch from Cam. That's low and inside. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. That is a very vocal West dugout to our right. They're all up on the top rail, as are the Wildcats to our left. 2-1 pitch, hit in the air. Right side, Brooks Poteet coming over towards the line in fair territory, makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the second. And the batter now will be their left fielder. His first name is Dylan, and I'm going to wait till the PA announcer announces the last name.
21, Dylan
Sistrom. That's not so bad. And he bats from the left side. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Really nice crowd on hand here. They have limited seating. The home seating, the bleachers are a little younger than the ones we're sitting in. And I think what strikes me about the bleachers here are the lack of really steps up to here. It's kind of dangerous, actually, as there's another called strike. Count is 1-2. Caleb fell down him earlier, but he's okay. He saved the camera, and that's all that matters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke, you'll learn that, when I've got the mic. And there's a swinging strike. They're going to have to throw him out, and they do. And that is strikeout number 3 for Cam Welch. And that's 3 up and 3 down for the West High Rebels in the second. We go to the top of the third inning. We have no score. Oak Ridge and the West High Rebels will be back to West. Actually, no. Let's get that report on that cheeseburger. We've got, first of all, Luke, what grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade. You go to Jefferson Middle School?
Yes, sir.
You were on the football team. You all had a pretty good year this last year, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We've done the best in a while.
Yeah, I noticed your quarterback set all kinds of passing records, so I know that bodes well for the future at Oak Ridge High School, I believe.
Yeah, Easton Nip is going to do really well for the high school freshman year.
Have you ever jumped out of a moving truck to get into another car on Illinois Avenue while the traffic is moving like you did today?
No, that'd be my first.
Let's talk about that cheeseburger you ate. How good was it here at West High School? Would you recommend it to the fans who might be here and coming to West later?
So the burger itself was pretty good. The cheese was pretty good, but I wouldn't rate it the best. But the hamburger itself was so good that I would recommend it to someone.
Well, Luke, I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate you not falling onto the road there as well as you jumped out of, I don't know if I should be saying this. I don't want some child abuse to be put out to your family as you came out of that truck to join our truck on Illinois Avenue. We are getting ready to go to the third inning. The Wildcats have a couple hits. They have stranded a couple runners. The same with the West High Rebels. Actually, they only stranded one. Wildcats got a double play that kind of erased one of the base runners. It'll be the top of the order. Warren East, Joseph Webb, and Parker Free, the scheduled hitters. Appreciate the class of 1989 as a sponsor of Oak Ridge High School baseball, basketball, and football. Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive. Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Of course, the Fagan family. And, of course, I mentioned Mike Kelly. He's with Betsy Coleman Realty. He was with, as Warren squares the bunt, hits it up the right field line. And that's going to be a tough one. He bare hands it and throws, but not in time. Another hit, base hit, an infield single. And, Warren uses his legs to his advantage. And a nice bunt once again, just up the line. It kind of died in the grass. Good barehanded pick by the third baseman, but just not enough on the throw to get the speedy Warren East.
If it had been any other player on our team, they may have had a shot at getting him. But Warren can actually, he can fly. So
the Wildcats once again have a runner on, and that's Warren with his second hit of the ball game. That was Caleb Jackson walking in front of our camera. Joseph's going to step in. Joseph walked his first time, stole a base, as did Warren. He left on the first pitch. The first time, will he go this time? Joseph squares to bunt, and he is going. Here's not a throw. He dropped it, and that is another stolen base for Warren. That is his second stolen base of the ballgame. And the Wildcats have another runner in scoring position, nobody out. That pitch was up high to Joseph, and the count is 1-0 strikes. Martha and Tommy Lee are watching our broadcast today. We're in the third inning, scoreless ball game, Oak Ridge and West. Here's the pitch to Joe. That's up high. 2 strikes. Mike didn't know it, but I'm putting him to work too. I mean, anybody who sits around me has to work. I just sit and jabber. 2 strikes. Warren East, the runner at second. Nobody out here in the third. 2-0 pitch, cut on a miss. Light fastball that time. And the count is 2-1. We've talked about it several times. Joe has committed to play baseball at Vanderbilt University. He is a junior. On deck, we got Parker Free. He is committed to go to Kennesaw State, which I sat next to for about an hour yesterday in traffic. Pitch gets away, and Warren's headed to third. Wild pitch, and it's 3-1 to Joseph. So once again, Oak Ridge has a runner at third base with nobody out. Kennesaw State's a growing school. As I mentioned, the traffic, and I don't know if Parker can hear me, but get ready for some bad traffic at Kennesaw State, Parker, because you're gonna get very impatient. Trust me. Atlanta traffic is the worst it could be. Runner at third, Webb ahead in the count, 3-1 strike. The pitch, call strike, pretty good pitch, and the count is full, 3-2 strikes. I mentioned Joseph walked his first time. Timeout is asked for. James Huffman is the pitcher for the West High Rebels. Three balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Hit foul off the screen. And we remain with a full count. Joe pitched well last night. Pitched the complete 5 innings in the run rule win over Lenoir City. East takes his lead off of third. Here we go with another 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 at the knees, and that is out number 1. For Huffman, that is strikeout number 2, and the 2 guys that have struck out are Joseph Webb and Mikey Teasley. And here comes Parker Free.
Now batting the catcher number 2, Parker Free.
Wildcats trying to get on the scoreboard. They've had base runners in the first and here again in the third. Parker popped out to short his first time, 0 for 1. He takes a strike at the belt. As I mentioned, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, the Wildcats host the Science Hill Hilltoppers. That'll be at 1 o'clock. Then at 3:30, the Bobcats, Central Bobcats, coming to town. The Wildcats won the first game, trying to sweep the season series with our old nemesis. Pitch to Parker is high and outside. Wildcats 18-1-1. The Wildcats won that first game 9-4. Mikey Teasley's first win of the year. Parker back in. The pitch to him, hit in the air. Right side, shallow right field. The right fielder under it. He's going to have a play. Here comes the tag. Here comes the throw. He's going to be close, and he is out at the plate. Great throw by the right fielder. It was a shallow fly ball, and the right fielder for the West High Rebels, Maddox Moffitt, got a good beat on it, and Warren is thrown out at the plate for the third out in the inning. So we've had 2 double plays, 1 by each team. We go to the bottom of the third inning here at West. We remain scoreless. We appreciate you watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is David Clary, along with Caleb and Luke Jackson. Braves used to have a relief pitcher named Luke Jackson, but they cut him. We won't cut you, though, Luke. You're doing a great job. We're going to put the mic down. We'll be back to West in a moment. And we appreciate the class of 1989 as one of our sponsors of Oak Ridge High School baseball. Chris Corwin and that group sponsored football, basketball, and baseball. And we're always, he wanted us to point out, obviously, that, he does so much. He has given so much to not only the different sports programs, but to academics as well. He would love to have other classes at Oak Ridge High School get involved. The class of 1989 might be the most active alumni class at Oak Ridge High School. Got a scoreless ball game. Cut on a miss. The leadoff man in this inning will be Will Lazinski. He is the shortstop for the Rebels, facing Cam Welch. Cam gave up a couple base runners in the first, but nothing since. There's a ball to deep short. Noah Wood backhands it, throws on the first in time for out number 1. Nice play on a backhand play by Noah Wood, and a good throw across the diamond, and that is out number 1 here in the third. Batter now will be the left fielder, Coleman Miller. He'll be followed by J.B. Moore in the top of the order. As I mentioned, Miller is the left fielder, and another one of the Rebels who is left-handed. It might be the third, maybe in the fourth guy that's batted from the left side, as Cheeto's first pitch is a called strike. That's the sound of the Oak Ridge High School baseball team. A freight train heading back to Murfreesboro, hopefully, as that ball is hit foul and out of play. Game originally was scheduled for 6:30. They started at 6. That's good. We'll get home quicker. Tomorrow's Good Friday. School's not in session. Cut on a miss, and that is a strikeout. And for Camden Welch, that'll be his 4th strikeout of the ball game. And back to the top of the order we go to the second baseman, J.B. Moore. Neither team able to score.
Now batting the second baseman.
Wildcats have had the best opportunities with runners in scoring position and not able to get the big hit. As I mentioned, JB walked his first time. Pitch to him is hit on the right side, curving foul down the right field line. That's exactly how the first pitch went against JB in the first inning. He fouled it a little harder in the first inning. This one was a little bit more in the air and curved off foul territory, and the count is 0-1. It's raining in Oak Ridge, I was just told. Hopefully it won't come our way. No balls and 1 strike. JB back in, facing Cam Welch, who steps off the rubber. JB wears number 5. I was trying to remember what Adams' number was when he played baseball for Oak Ridge. I see him standing over there to our right. He's got a striped shirt on. Played for the Wildcats. I think it was the late 90s and early 2000s, if I remember correctly. I know he was friends with Scott Fisher, who played in that time period, who was on the football team. That pitch is fouled back to the screen. And the count, according to the scoreboard, is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 outs. Wildcats 18-1-1. You didn't know there were ties in baseball, did you, Luke? There shouldn't be. There was a 14-inning ball game, which resulted in a tie. That pitch is down low, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch hit foul once again up the third base line. The Wildcats started their season with a victory over the Central Bobcats. The Wildcats then rattled off victories over Maryville, Nolensville, 2 wins over McMinn County, a victory over Anderson County, Boyd Buchanan, Hardin Valley before suffering their one and only loss to the hands of the Hardin Valley Hawks. And since that time, the Wildcats have been rattling off wins and a tie. That pitch is hit foul back to the screen. After the loss to Hardin Valley, they knocked off Leesburg, Jefferson County, Providence Academy, North Little Rock, Fairhope, Alabama, Shades Valley, Alabama, Collinsville, Alabama, Westview, Tennessee. Mountain Brook was the tie at 6-6, and back-to-back wins this week over Lenore City. There's a swinging strikeout, and that is out number 3. And that is 3 up and 3 down for the second consecutive inning for Cheeto. And for him, that is strikeout number, number 5 in the ballgame. We go to the top of the 4th inning in a fast-moving ballgame here at West High School. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the West High Rebels are scoreless. Caleb Jackson is our producer and director. You have spent a lot of time, Caleb, heading to the concession stand and helping our cameras. The battery's going dead?
No, David. Something's going out of focus. Can't tell you what's going wrong. I'm not a camera nerd. I do like cameras, though. But concession stand trips are definitely worth it. The burgers here are great. Can't say they compete with Bobby Hopkins Park, but they're definitely up there.
I'll tell you why they're going. The wind is blowing so hard, the netting behind the plate is interfering with the focus. That's why they're going in and out of focus. I see the camera right now on your preview screen is out of focus. It's because the net's right there. And the upper camera looks okay, I guess, for the most part. We do the best we can. We were kind of limited in our space here. In fact, we're taking up a whole back row with all of our stuff, which is the best we can do. They have a porch outside of their press box, which they are, I don't know if they're streaming or what, but they've got a lot of people up there. And Coach Stacy, who we kind of dealt with, he's a good guy when he was at Clinton High School, told us that some previous people had come to stream and we're not very friendly with them. They don't know us. We're always friendly with everybody. As the Wildcats start play here in the 4th inning with Mikey Teasley. Mikey struck out his first time, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Pitch to him is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Carson Fagan's on deck. We appreciate his grandparents down in Texas always watching our broadcasts. Scoreless ball game, a pitcher's duel here on Sutherland Avenue. Pitch to Mikey. That's down low a ball. Umpiring has been so far so good. Appreciate that. If it's true, I'll say it. Very seldom do I say that, but I'll say it when it actually happens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Mikey. That's low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Adam Moore was number 27 when he was a Wildcat. That's not what his son is wearing. That pitch is up high, and Mikey's got a 3-ball, 1 strike count. The Wildcats have had base runners. Warren East has had a couple hits. Joseph Webb has walked. Whit Reniger had a single, but so far the Wildcats unable to dent the scoreboard. 3-1 pitch to Mikey, cut on and foul tipped into the mitt. And the count is even again, or actually full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Science Hill at 1 tomorrow. Central at 3:30 from Bobby Hopkins Field. We hope to broadcast. Then Monday, I believe the Wildcats are at Bearden. Let me get some verification from anybody that might know. I think it's Bearden on Monday. I'll ask Mike to look that up. Mikey Teasley back in. Wears number 3. I said this before. Any Wildcat that wears the number 3 has to be a good guy. 3-2 pitch to him. Hit on the ground, third base side. Fields it off to his left. Throws high, but in time to retire Mikey Teasley for the first out of the inning. Batter now will be Carson Fagan. Carson flew out to left field his first time. He is 0 for 1. Scoreless ball game. 4th inning. Wildcats put 10 on the board yesterday. Put 4 on the board on Monday against the Rebels. Wildcat bats a little cool today. And we're a little bit that way on Monday as well in that Lenore City win. See if Carson can start things with 1 out. The first pitch to him is hit well again to left field. Will it stay fair? Nope. It's foul once again. Carson hit one pretty deep the last time, but well foul. And he's behind in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Do we have any interesting? I know the Fagans from Amarillo, Texas are watching. We appreciate them. They donated some money to get us on the air. We have probably broadcast more baseball games this year than we did last year. We were not allowed to do the home games a year ago. That has changed a bit. We're going to do some this year. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch bounces up there. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if Beth Estep is our administrator today in attendance. 1 ball, 1 strike. Haven't seen Coach Gaddis in the last few ball games. Of course, I've been in Atlanta the last week. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard here in the 4th. Scoreless game. Huffman comes to the plate. Carson takes 1 outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lucas, that scoreboard easy for you?
First time doing it, I think it's pretty easy. I think I'm doing a good job.
And we appreciate that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Hit in the air, left side, drifting foul again. Left fielder gives it a look, but it's out of his reach and out of play. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats have 3 hits, as I mentioned. Warren has 2 of the 3. Whit Reniger has the other. Huffman has only struck out 1 batter in this game. The rest have been a lot of fly ball outs. Carson back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Almost hit him. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Ulrich is not around me to tell me the pitch count, but I know their pitcher, James Huffman, he has thrown a lot of pitches. He's had several full counts. Here's another one to Carson Fagan. Cut on a miss, and that's another strikeout. That was a high pitch right at shoulder level, and that is out number 2 here in the 4th inning. You just kind of figured the way this ball game is going, whoever scores first might be the only score of the ball game because both pitchers are pitching well as Brooks steps in. Brooks Poteet, junior, playing right field today for the Wildcats. Right fielder's kind of moves over a little closer to the line. The last time, Brooks hit a line drive. Barely did the right fielder have to move. The ball was tagged. Maybe the hardest hit ball of the day for the Wildcats, but straight at the right fielder. 1 ball and no strikes to him. Hit in the air, foul territory again. Coming back towards a car and just missing what appears to be a blue Jeep. I'm not a car person, but it missed it. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Wildcats batting in the 4th. On the road here at West High School. Pitch is low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. You're having it easy there, Luke. I'll tell you, we played Shades Valley down in Alabama, and Wildcats scored 19 runs in the 1st inning. Just think about having to deal with that inning. Luckily, that game only went 3 innings. Here's a pitch to Brooks. Off the mid, still a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jaden Cheverton is on deck. Jaden flew out to center his first time. Jaden is the designated hitter today for the pitcher, Cam Welch. Cam will start batting here pretty soon. I think he got at bat yesterday. Here's the pitch to Brooks. Hit the ball foul. Coming back our way over the top of us. And once again, misses the parking lot. I told the guys when we pulled in here, they looked at me funny while we parked so far away from the field. Luke, that's the reason why.
Well, we haven't been hit by a ball yet, so.
And the cameras are safe as well. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Poteet back in for the Wildcats. And the pitch. Hit in the air. Again, foul. Over to the left side. Once again, in between 2 cars. They must have a good insurance agent. Like maybe Laura Lynn Green, State Farm Insurance, because that ball, I mean, they're in harm's way big time. Poteet back in. 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. The pitch. Hit in the air to right field once again to center field. It's the shortstop who makes the play behind the bag. I was watching the right fielder move on it, and that is out number 3. So nothing going at all in the top of the 4th inning. We are at West High School. We've got a pitcher's duel. 0-0 our score. We'll be back to West in a moment. And we appreciate Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge as one of our sponsors, along with Donnie Sharp, East Tennessee Spine and Sport. I'd also like to thank Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. We're also joined by Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group, the Fagan family. We've had other people donate money to us, including Uncle Andy. You might see it on the scoreboard down below. And, of course, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. We have no score as we go to the bottom of the fourth. The number 2, 3, and 4 hitters in their lineup to face Camden Welch. Mason Dunn, the batter, he has the only hit against Cheeto in this game. It was a single to left his first time. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. Big right-hander hitting in the number 2 position. He'll be followed by Maddox Moffitt, then Brady Hopkins. That pitch is up high, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Hit on the ground, up the middle. That's another base hit. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. So Mason Dunn, 2 for 2. Warren East for Oak Ridge, 2 for 2 in the ball game. So their leadoff man is aboard. And the batter now, their right fielder, Maddox Moffitt. Maddox hit into a double play his first time. 6-4-3 double play. Runner first, Mason Dunn, being held on first by the first baseman, Joseph Webb. Cheeto gave up his second hit of the ball game just now. Both to the same guy. Squaring the bunt, nope. Draws a throw at first. Nobody out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the fourth in a scoreless ball game. Mike Sheehan watching our broadcast today. He squares to bunt, missed it. And the count is 0-1. Wind blowing once again from right field in. Cheeto checks the runner. Big lead at first. Throws over, and once again, easily back to the bag will go Mason Dunn. If you're watching us somewhere on our YouTube channel, we'll check the chat between innings and find out where you might be watching. Glad you are. Glad to be back on. We missed yesterday's ball game. Runner going. He squares to bunt. Here's the throw by Parker, and it is a good throw, but not in time, and that is a stolen base, and they've got a runner in scoring position. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Maddox Moffitt. There'll be a few games coming up, just to warn everybody. There will be a few games we will not be able to cover, but once the season comes to its conclusion during the postseason, we'll probably be able to broadcast all of them. We'll require some more fundraising. The TSSAA charges for postseason ball games. Runner at second, nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Good stop by Parker Free behind the plate, and a low pitch in the dirt, which is really not dirt there, Luke. It's actually carpet.
Why would they have carpet?
It's easier than handling dirt, to be honest with you, and no maintenance on it, and you can just paint in the lines instead of drawing them with chalk every single ball game. 2-strike pitch. Pretty good pitch. Right at the knees on the inside half of the plate, maybe the outside half. Might have been 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitter. Runner at second. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul on one hop, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Caleb's going to have to talk in a minute. We're going to see who's on the chat. Whenever we call for the chat, we need to find out who might be watching, where they're watching, why they're watching. We'd love to find out if you're related to a player, a Wildcat fan, or just a a relative of some sort. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul again over towards the school, this time beyond the cars and on top of the gymnasium, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats wearing their Secret City jerseys. Scoreless ball game. Kem picked up his first win of the year by beating Westview. That was Martin Westview. That was in Alabama. He's pitched other games in relief, trying to get the first out in the fourth. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul again, back to the screen. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cam and Mikey Teasley, obviously the most experienced pitching for the Wildcats. A lot of starts over their careers since their freshman years. Both of them emerged on the scene freshman year and have been mainstays in Coach Travis Free's arsenal of arms. 2-2 pitch. A little outside, I guess. Parker held it. I guess he saw it differently. Parker says it was, or he asked for help to see if it was outside. The umpire, I guess, verbally told him so. A couple pitches have been borderline on this at bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Moffitt back in. The pitch hit well to center field. That's going to be a base hit. Warren comes up with it, but not hit far enough to score. And they will have runners on the corners with nobody out here in the 4th inning. Just a soft line drive base hit to center. And they've got them on the corners. And the batter will be their cleanup hitter. That'll be the first baseman, Brady Hopkins. Brady is another left-handed hitter. Full-blown mess for Cam Welch here in the 4th in a scoreless ball game. Runners on the corners. Let's see if the runner at first tries to advance early. Cam's got a good move to first. He's being held on by Joseph Webb, the first baseman. He does square to bunt. That pitch is outside. A couple borderline pitches on the previous at bat. Good job of hitting to get that single. They've got him on the corners. Hopkins the batter. Draws the throw over at first, and back to the bag once again will go Maddox Moffitt. Lead runner is Mason Dunn. He's at third base. Good lead. The pitch. Cut on a miss. He's way behind on that one. Kind of took a swing at an inside pitch, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Another throw over to first and easily back to the bag. Caleb's doing our switching from camera to camera. Got 3 working today here at West. We had a really quick setup. We got it all set up with about 2 minutes before the broadcast came on the air. And that pitch is bunted right back to the pitcher, and they've got to play at the plate, and he is out. They go with the suicide squeeze, and he is dead at the plate. Cheeto flipped it over to Parker Free, and that is the first down of the inning. So the Rebels take a gamble, and that suicide squeeze fails, and that is out number 1. Hopkins reaches on the fielder's choice. Dunn is out 1-2, and that is the first down of the inning. Moving down to second is Maddox Moffitt. They still have base runners, first and second, but that is a big first down. The batter will be number 25, and he steps in. Runners at first and second. 1 out. 1 strike to count. Pitch. Another called strike at the knees, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. What is your name, young man?
Eli.
A little shy. He's on the broadcast. His first radio experience, perhaps. And the count is 0-2. Timeout is asked for just at the last moment. Little guy sitting in front of me. How old is he, by the way?
He's 3.
3 years old. Always good to have young fans in attendance. No balls and 2 strikes. Cheeto to the plate, low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second for the Rebels. 1 out. Scoreless game in the 4th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit well, hit deep. Left center field, Carson Fagan looks up. He makes a basket catch over the shoulder. What a great play by Carson Fagan. When he hit the ball, I thought it was going to leave the park. Carson went back and made a great over-the-shoulder Willie Mays type basket catch for the third out. And the question is, did Caleb get that play by Carson Fagan? He hopes he did, but his grandparents are appreciative either way because they're watching. And that is out number 2. And the batter now will be the catcher, Morgan Farrell. Farrell flew out to right his first time. Great play by Carson Fagan. I mean, a fantastic Willie Mays type catch. If anybody's young enough to know who Willie Mays is. I'm looking around. I'm probably the oldest one in the stands here, but as Farrell stands in, and the first pitch to him is called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The Wildcats will have the lower third of the order as we switch it over to the 5th, hopefully still scoreless. 1-0 pitch, cut on a miss, and he was trying to hit one out of the park onto the train tracks, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Laura Lynn Green's been with us, football, basketball, and baseball. We appreciate them, along with Todd Fox Insurance. Fox Insurance Group. Here's the 1-strike pitch. There's another strike at the knees, and the count is 1-2. So Cheeto was in a full-blown mess. He is perhaps 1 pitch from getting out of the 4th inning scoreless. Farrell back in, 1-2. Hits the ball to right field. Brooks Poteet on his horse. He makes the catch for out number 3. So what was a promising inning for the West High Rebels. They tried a suicide squeeze. He was dead meat at the plate. A great play by Carson Fagan, and then an out on a nice play by Brooks Poteet in right field, and the side has been retired. We go to the top of the 5th inning here at West High School. We remain scoreless. Oak Ridge and West. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to West High School. Sutherland Avenue in Knoxville. Tomorrow will be at Bobby Hopkins Field, 1 o'clock against Science Hill. The Hilltoppers come into town on Good Friday, followed at 3:30 by the Central Bobcats. It'll be the lower third of the Wildcat order. Jaden Cheverton to lead things off for Oak Ridge. The first pitch to him is fouled back to the screen. Jaden 0 for 1 in the ball game, flew out to center field his first time. He'll be followed by Whit Reniger. Whit has a base hit to his credit today. Then Noah Wood. Then hopefully more here in the 5th inning in a scoreless ball game. West had an opportunity on that squeeze play, but Cheeto to free, and they tagged him out. Or they could have been 1-0 West, but a good play by Cheeto on a bunt back to the pitcher. Timeout asked for by Jaden. He steps out. The sophomore wanders around the carpet, steps back in the right-handed batter's box. 1 strike pitch. Squares to bunt up the third base line, fielded by the pitcher, though. He feels it and throws on to first in time. Ball just a little bit too close to the pitcher. He tried to put it down the third base line like Warren did early on, but just a little bit too much of it, and it went right back to the pitcher, and Jaden is retired. Pitcher to first base. The batter now will be Whit Reniger. Whit had a base hit his first time. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. Righty versus lefty. Huffman's gone all the way for the Rebels. Cheeto's gone all the way for the Wildcats. He squares to bunt, pops it back our way, and off the screen, foul. Wildcats trying to get some base runners. Wildcats have 3 hits in the ball game, 2 of them by Warren East, the other by this young man, Whit Reniger. Big hole to hit on between short and second. 1 strike pitch. Whit takes one just a bit high and outside. He's been pretty consistent with his strike zone. And you all know me. If there's an opportunity for me to trash an official, I'm your man. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Hit him. Down to first goes Whit. So the Wildcats have a 1-out base runner. Came a little bit too inside. And Reniger is the base runner. And the number 9 hitter in the Wildcat lineup is up, Noah Wood. He'll be followed by Warren. Warren East has 2 hits. The Youngstown State commit. He's on deck for the Wildcats. Coach Free looking across the diamond at Coach Kevin McKeithen, assistant coach of the Wildcats, former Prep Radio crew member. Noah 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time. See, Whit tries to get on the move here. Nope. The first pitch to Noah is hit well to center field, but the center fielder is going to make the catch. So, second time in the ball game, Noah has lined out to center, and that's 2 outs. And back to the top of the order we go to Warren East. Warren 2 for 2 in the ball game. Singled his first time, stole a base. Had a bunt single his last time, a stolen base. Reached third on a throwing error, but was stranded. Well, actually, he wasn't stranded. He was actually thrown out at the plate as well. So both teams have had runners thrown out at the plate, and we remain scoreless. Let's see if we can do things with 2 outs here. Whit Reniger, the base runner at first, 2 outs. 5th inning. Warren stands in. Pitch is a called strike. Little sidearm action. And the count is 0-1. Joseph Webb is on deck for the Wildcats. Joe walked his first time. Pitch to the plate. Another called strike, a delayed steal, and the tag is made. Wildcats went with a delayed steal, and both teams have had base runners retired. So that is the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning at West on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, partially brought to you by the class of 1989 at Oak Ridge High School. We're also sponsored by Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. She's been with us, along with Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group, through football, basketball, and baseball. Sexton Automotive, they've been with us since football season. And their sponsors, East Tennessee Spine and Sport. That's Donnie Sharp, former Wildcat pitcher. He was with us during football season. And we're also joined by our many, many people who have contributed money. Terry Lee, along with the couple others that want to remain anonymous, and the Fagan family down in Amarillo, Texas. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, I'm going to put down the microphone here. Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the West High Rebels are scoreless. We'll be back in a moment. David Clary back here along with Luke and Caleb Jackson. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Dylan Lindstrom leading things off, hitting it back our way. Hits the net. Luke wasn't even paying attention. You see where that ball is, Luke? That could have been you. That could have been you all over.
I guess it could have been.
Strike one. No balls and 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Dylan is the left fielder for the Rebels. Cam Welch on the hill. He's gone all the way for the Wildcats. The pitch to the plate is a called strike. And Cam ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Lindstrom, Lazinski, then Coleman Miller, the scheduled hitters in the Rebel lineup. Pitch cut on, foul tipped into the mid, and that is a strikeout. And that is the first strikeout for Cam since the 3rd inning. And his 6th strikeout of the ballgame. And the batter now will be Will Lazinski. Lazinski is the shortstop. He grounded out to Noah Wood the first time and made a great backhand play and a nice throw across the diamond to retire him. He is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Pitch, hit foul. Out of play over to the right, and out of play. Kind of a fast-moving ball game. We haven't had a whole lot of action. We've actually, that's not true. We've actually had a lot of action. We just haven't had any scoring. Had a couple guys thrown out at the plate. The breaking pitch, a nice one, in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Might have crossed up Parker. Cheeto kind of patted his chest and kind of like, my fault. Either way, it was a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. There's called strike 3, and he knew it. Caught looking. And that is another strikeout, and that's back-to-back Ks. This one, the backwards K. And the batter will be the number 9 hitter in their lineup. That'll be the left fielder, Coleman Miller. Actually, they're going to put in a pinch hitter. And I only heard the first name is Brennan something. And I apologize for that. They didn't give me the full roster. That's actually my fault. I can't blame them. Pitches down low, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is hit foul at the plate, and the count is even 1 ball, 1 strike. The key, actually, will be, let's see if we can, Luke is going to get back in the truck while it's moving as we leave. That's going to be the challenge, actually. I've never had anybody join the crew from a moving vehicle before. 1-1 pitch. Inside corner for a called strike to the pinch hitter. Number 9 slot in the Coach Rob Stacy lineup. I think Rob was over at Clinton a few years ago. Had some good teams there. Was athletic director at Clinton High School. 1-2 pitch, and that eludes everybody all the way back to the screen. Camera didn't suffer for it. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. I appreciate these 2 guys. They kind of joined the crew late. Caleb kind of found out a little earlier than Luke. Luke found out on the way over here. 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Called strike 3. Go sit down. That is out number 3. So the pinch hitter comes up. He does nothing, and he'll take a seat. So 3 up and 3 down for Cheeto in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th inning. We're at West High School, and we remain scoreless. We'll be back in a moment. David Clary back here along with Caleb and Luke Jackson, the Wildcats and West High Rebels. Scoreless as we go to the 6th inning. Getting kind of late for both teams. Both teams will have the top of their respective orders to start the 6th inning. It'll be Warren East, Joseph Webb, and Parker Free. Infield is in. Warren hits the ball to right field and right at the right fielder. One pitch, one out. Warren was 2 for 2 into that at bat. The batter here is Joseph Webb. Joseph is 0 for 1 officially. He walked and stole a base, struck out looking his last time. One out here in the 6th. Wildcats only have 3 hits to their credit, 2 by Warren East, 1 by Whit Reniger. The other base runner was Whit. He was hit by a pitch. Only 1 walk to the pitcher's credit. He's been very, very solid for the Rebels. Wildcats 18-1-1. Facing really good pitcher. The Wildcat bats cold. Shut down today by Huffman. 1 strike pitch to Joe. That's outside. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker Free's on deck. Parker is also 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Mikey Teasley 0 for 2. So the middle part of your order needs to get things going here in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Joe. That's high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Caleb Jackson is our producer-director. He's done all 3 sports with us this year. Luke, his first experience on the crew, the prep radio crew. He didn't even have a shirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got a very deceptive, he comes a little bit sidearm a bit. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very pleasant day for a baseball game. Not hot and cloudy skies. The rain moved out, thankfully. Joseph Webb back in. Struck out looking his last time. Let's see what we can do on this 2-2 pitch time has asked for by Joe. I saw his little brothers wandering around here moments ago. Saw his mother earlier. I don't know where she's been. She might be close by. Probably watching those 2 youngsters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground. That's a base hit in the right field. Good job of hitting. Ball was a little bit outside, and he just hit it where it was pitched. And that is a single for Joseph Webb, and that is the 4th hit of the ball game. And the Wildcats have the meat of the order up with good speed at first in the person of Joseph. Joseph Webb has a stolen base to his credit. There's his mother right in front of us. She's pacing down below. As Parker stands in, Parker popped out to the shortstop his first time, lined into a double play. That was the play where Warren was cut down at the plate, so he's 0 for 2. Good lead at first for Joseph Webb. Wildcats like to run early, not going this time as Parker takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Uncle Andy watching someplace, our broadcast today. West and Oak Ridge are scoreless here in the 6th inning. Wildcats trying to get something rolling here in the 6th. They got the bats to do it, and here's Parker with a no-strike count, 0-1 count on him. Joe's going. The pitch is hit foul back to the screen, and that was an easy stolen base for Joe. He went head first. Didn't get a whole lot of help from his teammates. He went head first, and the ball had already been fouled back to the screen. And Parker behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Mike Teasley's on deck. Mike is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's due, and so is this guy. Parker back in. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Runner not going. Parker hits the ball. Another base hit. That in the left field. Good job of hitting by Parker Free. That's 2 back-to-back singles for Oak Ridge. There's 1 out, and the Wildcats threatening in the 6th inning, and the batter is your Tennessee guy. That is Mikey Teasley. Wildcats are going to get Kipton Fagan into the ball game to run. Kipton's going to be the courtesy runner for Free, and we're going to have a conversation on the mound. Wildcats and West High Rebels scoreless. Our sponsors once again, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, the Oak Ridge High School class of 1989. And they encourage all other classes to get involved as well, not only in athletics, but in academics as well. Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group, East Tennessee Spine and Sport, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, the Fagan family, and all the other people who have contributed money to our cause to get these ball games on our YouTube channel. Short conversation is over. Here comes Mikey Teasley. Mikey will be followed by Carson Fagan. Carson's hit the ball hard twice foul. Home run distance both times. Mikey steps in, hit. Means a run for the Wildcats. The outfield is deep in all three positions. The infield is deep as well. The lead runner is Joseph Webb at second. Kipton Fagan, the runner at first base. Mikey Teasley struck out his first time, grounded out to third his second time. 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground, shortstop. He boots it, all hands safe. He was thinking double play all the way. And the shortstop for them, and that is Will Lazinski, just couldn't come up with it. And Mikey's aboard on an error, and the bases are loaded for Carson Fagan. Wildcats, another opportunity. Wildcats, a fly ball of any depth will get Joseph Webb in. The Wildcats would love to have more in a scoreless ball game in the top of the sixth inning. Carson 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to left his first time, struck out swinging his last time. Pitch to him, low, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes the count. It's interesting when you're on the road here and they're playing the charge. We'll take it. Maybe it's charge for the pitcher. I hope Carson puts a charge in it right here. 1 ball, no strikes. Little soft liner. They're going to get nobody. The ball was a little nubber off the bat. It was over the third baseman's head. The shortstop fielded it. Joseph Webb comes in to score 1-0. Oak Ridge Wildcats, and the bases remain loaded. So the Wildcats, it's an RBI for Carson and a single. Not the hardest hit ball he's ever hit in his life, but it was good enough to get the first run in, and it's 1-0 Wildcats, and the bases remain loaded for Brooks Poteet. Brooks lined out to right, popped out to shallow center to the shortstop. Bases full of Wildcats. The pitch. Hit foul back to the screen. The lead runner at third base now is Kipton Fagan. Mikey Teasley is the runner at second base. And over at first base is Carson Fagan. The Wildcats have finally broken open. Well, wouldn't say that. They've broken through with 1 run, trying to get more with the bases loaded and 1 out. 1 strike pitch to Brooks. Hit foul again. Over to the left and well out of play. Off the side of the building. And Brooks behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Jaden Cheverton is on deck for the Wildcats. Brooks needs to be a 2-strike hitter. Bases loaded, 1-0 Wildcats. Left-handed hitter. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jaden will be followed by Whit Reniger, hopefully more. Wildcats, golden opportunity to put more runs on the board. They lead it 1-0 in the 6th. Brooks Poteet back in. One-two pitch. Ripped to center field. That's going to get the job done. Tagging at third is Kipton Fagan. Here's the throw in. Cut off. Here's the throw. Not in time. Sacrifice fly. RBI. And the Wildcats have another run as Kipton Fagan comes in to score. And it's 2-0 Wildcats. And given sacrifice fly and an RBI to Brooks Poteet. And it's now 2-0. The Wildcats with still runners at first and second. And the batter will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden lined out to center his first time and bunted back to the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. The pitch to him is, catcher held it there right at the belt, maybe a little inside, maybe a little outside. Either way, it's a ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Whit Reniger's on deck. Whit's been on base twice. He singled and was hit by a pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at second, Mikey Teasley. Runner at first, Carson Fagan. Good lead, not going. Pitch cut on and missed. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Wildcats have broken through with 2 runs here in the top of the 6th inning and lead it 2-0. See if the runners go on this pitch. Jaden back in. Pitch. Jaden takes one way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. The inning started with a line out by Warren East, then a single by Joseph Webb, a single by Parker Free. Mikey Teasley reached on an error, then an RBI, little single by Carson Fagan, then a sacrifice fly by Brooks Poteet to give the Wildcats a 2-0 lead. Jaden ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch way outside, even farther outside this time, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Luke, are you a prognosticator? What do you think this pitch will be? Will it be a ball or a strike?
I think it's got to be a ball since he's under pressure right now.
3 balls and 1 strike. Good call there, Luke. Jaden Cheverton back in. 2 runs in. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Runners going. That's ball 4. The Wildcats have the bases loaded, and Luke, you are the man. And the Wildcats again have the bases loaded. And let's see if they're going to stay with Huffman. It's going to be Whit Reniger, the batter. Whit has been on base twice today. Had a single his first time. Was hit by a pitch his last time. Runner at third is Mikey Teasley. Carson Fagan at second. Jaden's at first. 2 outs, 2 in. Here's the pitch to Whit. Cut on and missed. Swung through it, and the count is 0-1. Sure, Mike Friels was watching our broadcast today, somewhere down in Oliver Springs area, Marlowe. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Whit. The ball, here's a quick throw, and back to the bag will go Mikey Teasley. Good throw by the catcher. Mikey just barely got his hand underneath the tag. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Noah Wood is on deck for Oak Ridge. He's lined out to center both times he's batted today. 2-0 Oak Ridge. We're in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch to Whit. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Oak Ridge trying to win their 19th game of the year. Oak Ridge 18-1-1 on the season. This is not a district ball game for Oak Ridge. Reniger back in. 2-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. Even count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases full of Wildcats. No place to put him. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore second baseman. 2-2 pitch. Cut on a miss, and that's a strikeout, and that is out number 3. But the Wildcats do score twice. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here at West High School on Sutherland Avenue in Knoxville, Tennessee. 2-0 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to West High School. 2-0 Wildcats. Top of the order for the Rebels. And leadoff man is J.B. Moore. J.B. has been on base once. He walked his first time, struck out his last time. Cam Welch has gone all the way for Oak Ridge. And the ball's ripped to center. And Warren East makes the grab. Great jump by Warren East. He's so fast anyway. And he was able to get to it and track it down for the first out of the inning. Great play by Warren. Just got a great jump on the ball. He's so fast. He was able to get to it. Made it look very, very easily, when indeed it was not an easy play. The ball was hit right on the button. Batter now is number 2, Mason Dunn, according to my roster. He singled. He's been on twice. He singled twice in the ball game, actually. And steps in, and the first pitch to him is a ball. 1 out, nobody aboard. 2-0 Wildcats as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Farthest Cheeto has gone in any of his previous starts. He got his first win in his first start against Martin Westview. We were in Alabama. That was a Tennessee team we played in Alabama. The rest of the teams we played were from the state of Alabama. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dunn takes one at the knees in the inner half of the plate. Called a ball, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Cheeto's pitch, that's up high. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. 2-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats got on the scoreboard with RBIs from Carson, Fagan, Brooks Poteet. Parker Free gives the sign. 3-1 pitch. A little high, and that's ball 4. So Dunn has been on base all 3 times he's batted today. And the batter now is Maddox Moffitt. Maddox hit into a double play his first time, singled his last time. 1 out, 1 on. 2-0 Wildcats as the Rebels bat in the 6th inning. Good lead at first. The pitch. There's a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Joe Webb is the first baseman. Whit Reniger, second base. Noah Wood short. Mikey Teasley at third. Carson Fagan in left still. Center fielder is Warren East. And the right fielder is Brooks Poteet. Called strike 2. Took 2 straight in the zone, did the left-hander. And let's see what our left-hander can do on pitch number 3 to Maddox Moffitt. Runner at first, 1 out. 6th inning. Throw over to first and easily back to the bag he goes. Cam played a little first base yesterday. He played a lot of first base last year, some right field as well. We've seen Isaiah Wilson play first base this year, as well as Joe. 0-2 pitch. Go sit down. You're gone. Strikeout. Out number 2. And the batter now will be their cleanup man. That'll be Brady Hopkins. Brady is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Here comes Travis Free. And they're going to change pitchers. Wildcats are going to make a pitching change. 9 strikeouts in the ball game for Cam Welch. And let's see, yes, it looks like I don't know. There is a little bit of an exchange. Parker is taking off his gear. I have not seen Cam head towards the dugout. Nope, he's going to stick with him, and I would too. He asked Parker, and Parker's a good judge of what Cam still has, and he just struck out a guy. There's 2 outs, and the batter will be Brady Hopkins. Brady 0 for 2 in the ball game, struck out looking in the first inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Runner at first. They had a runner gunned down at the plate on a suicide squeeze attempt. The Wildcats have had a runner thrown out at the plate. That pitch is down low, a ball. Wildcats picking up a little bloop single by Carson Fagan. Cleared the third baseman, dropped in front of the shortstop, and the first run came in. There's a called strike at the knees. Fastball. The count is 1-1 strike. Brady Trent will follow in the Rebel lineup. Cam trying to end it right here. There's strike 2. Fouled at the plate, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Marjorie and Connor Matthews watching our broadcast today on our YouTube channel. We'd love to know where you're watching from. We didn't do yesterday's ball game, and like I said, there are going to be games here in the final 3 weeks of the season that we will not be able to broadcast. I've been trying to convince Caleb Jackson to help with game number 1 tomorrow at 1 o'clock against Science Hill. I've not got an answer from him yet. 1-2 strikes. I might buy him supper, though. That's always an incentive. 1-2 strikes, the pitch. Bounces away, and they're going to have a runner in scoring position. The ball just ticked off the mid of Parker back to the backstop. That'll be a pass ball, and the count is 2-2 strikes. Brady Hopkins, as I mentioned, he's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Slender cleanup hitter for the Rebels. They're all reds today. I like these red jerseys and pants. 2-strike pitch, cut on and foul tipped. Stayed alive. Parker couldn't hold on to it, and the count remains at 2-2 strikes. Sitting in the stands like we always do. I mean, just about everywhere we go, we have to sit in the stands. But at least we've got, backs to our seats here at West High School. Faded blue seats. 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Hit foul again. This time fielded by Travis Free, head coach of the Wildcats. He fields it on 3 hops and throws it back to Camden Welch. Saw his brother Kyron Welch in attendance here earlier today. Don't know where he is now. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Go sit down. That's another K, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So he rallies to strike out the final 2 batters in the 6th inning. We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Wildcats could use some more insurance. We go to the 7th inning. 2-0 Wildcats on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Tomorrow, the Wildcats play at 1 o'clock against the Science Hill Hilltoppers, a perennial power. The team we played in the sectional last year. They'll be at Bobby Hopkins Field tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That'll be followed at 3:30 when the Central Bobcats, who have produced some state championship teams, a Hall of Famer in Todd Helton, They will be at Bobby Hopkins Field at 3:30. We hope to broadcast those ball games. As of right now, they are tentative. We will see. We hope to do those ball games tomorrow. 2-0 Wildcats. We go to the 7th. We'll be back in a moment.
The senior, number 13, Griffin Smith.
Welcome back once again to West High School. Griffin Smith is the new pitcher for the Rebels. He'll be facing Noah Wood. I believe Noah swung at the first pitch, his first 2 at-bats. He's the shortstop. He takes a strike and evens the count at 1-1 The Wildcats could use some insurance. They've got the guys to do it. Here, Noah Wood, Warren East, and Joseph Webb. That pitch is down low a ball, and the count is 2-1. Need to get things started in the 7th. It's only 2-0. Pitch is up high. It's helmet level. And the count now 3-1. Griffin Smith is a senior. He's the new pitcher. Huffman went the first 6 innings. 3-1 pitch. That's up high. It's above the belt. 3-2. Strike zone a little different for the guys in black. That one's ball 4, and he called it. And that is a leadoff walk and a good start. Luke, are you surprised at me now?
What for?
For calling out the umpire.
Yes, I'm a little bit surprised, but not too surprised from your basketball season.
Well, it's good to have somebody who actually listens to our broadcasts, as Kipton Fagan is the base runner once again. And Noah comes out of the contest. So, good start for the Wildcats, and we've got the top of the order now. Warren has got 2 hits in the ball game. Warren had a single, stole a base the first time. Single, stole a base, and was gunned down at the plate and lined out to right his last time. So he is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Fagan, a good lead at first. Griffin Smith, the new pitcher, he draws a throw, does Kipton Fagan, and back to the bag he goes. Joseph Webb is on deck. Talked to his grandmother just a minute ago. Proud grandmother, like all grandmothers are. Pitch, squares to bunt. Oh, what a bunt. Warren, fielded by the third baseman. It's going to be bang, bang. He doesn't make it. That's an infield single. Second time in the ball game, an infield single for Warren East. And the Wildcats have something going here in the 7th inning. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. And that is the 3rd hit of the ball game for Warren East. The batter now will be Joseph Webb. Joseph had a base hit his last time, scored the first run of the game for the Wildcats. He walked and he stole a base. Let's see what he elects to do here. Coach Free has been known, even with big guys like Joseph, to lay down a bunt. Third baseman is not on the grass. He's not squaring. He is squaring the bunt. He fouls it back, and the count is 0-1. It doesn't matter if you're a home run hitter or a singles hitter. To advance the runners, Coach Free is not afraid to have his big guys bunt, and he missed that one and fouled it back. A little bit of a walk by the umpire, who, not sure if it was him or the catcher who caught it. Either way, somebody walked it off, and the count is 0-1. Joseph will be followed by Parker Free in the Wildcat lineup. These two guys got things rolling in the previous inning. One out singles by both Joseph and Parker. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the seventh. He squares to bunt again. Takes one high inside, bounces away, and all runners advance. Pass ball by the catcher. And the Wildcats have runners at second and third with nobody out. So runners in scoring position. Let's see what Coach Stacy does. Wildcats could use some insurance. Trying to get it done here in the top of the seventh inning as we're broadcasting from West High School. Here's the pitch to Joe. Inside, two inside. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Looked like a strike from my vantage point, but I don't have the best angle. But I'm glad it wasn't. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kipton's the base runner at third. The pitch. Joe hits it foul over towards the Oak Ridge dugout. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Warren East is your base runner at second base. As I mentioned, Kipton Fagan, sophomore, at third. Warren is a junior. The batter is a junior, Joseph Webb. Coaching staff telling the infielders to come in. Anything on the infield, they're going to come home with it. We've had one little bloop over the third baseman's head, which resulted in a run earlier. And Carson picked up his single and RBI. The pitch to Joe. Low and inside. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We had a pitcher's duel. West fans didn't like that call, but that was way below his knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sometimes the heart is the umpire, and sometimes the eyes are the umpire. 3-2 pitch. I hit him, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So the Wildcats trying to get more here in the top of the seventh. And here come the big boys. Parker Free, Mikey Teasley, Carson Fagan. And we're going to have a pitching conversation. Wildcats on top 2-0. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, at 1 o'clock, the Wildcats will entertain the Hilltoppers from Johnson City Science Hill. You might remember that last year that was the team that Oak Ridge played in the sectional. And those games were played at Bobby Hopkins Field. And then the Wildcats will play the Central Bobcats. Oak Ridge opened up the season with a victory at Tommy Shumpert Park against Central. Mikey Teasley won that game 9-4. Wildcat pitcher is Cam Welsh. He has gone all the way. I don't believe we'll see him in the seventh, this inning, the bottom of this inning, but we'll see. You know, with so many ball games to go, they might elect to go with him the rest of the way. We'll have to see. Here comes Parker. Bases full of Wildcats. No place to put number 2. Parker, the leading home run hitter on the team for the Wildcats. As I mentioned, he'll be going to Kennesaw State in a year or so. He's a junior. Bulked up quite a bit, as I mentioned. And I said that to him on an interview earlier, and he gave me a little grin when I said that. It's obvious. He's much bigger. He's stronger than he has been his previous 2 seasons as a Wildcat. And he bats here. Singled his last time. His runner scored. Bases loaded. The pitch. Parker takes one low. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Chris trying to win their 19th game of the year. They're 18-1-1. Infield in still. Anything on the infield, they'll come home with it. The pitch to Parker, cut on a miss. Parker was trying to put a 4 spot on the board in the 7th, but he swings through it, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Mikey's on deck. Mikey reached his last time. Pitch. That's up high. And the count is 2-1. No place to put Parker. Griffin Smith trying to work out of a mess. 2-1 pitch to Free. Ripped to left field. The left fielder's under it. And he makes the catch, but it's going to be an RBI. Tagging and safe at third base. And the Wildcats lead it 3-0. The throw is there, but somehow they got under the tag, and that is a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Parker Free. And the Wildcats, more importantly, lead it by a score of 3-0. And the West fans not too happy to our right. and they asked for help to see if Oak Ridge's runner tagged up, and he did. The home plate umpire agrees, and the Wildcats lead it 3-0. The inning continues. That is the first out. The Wildcats have runners on the corners. Mikey steps in, 0 for 3 in the ball game. Mikey struck out his first time, grounded out to third, and reached on an error his last time. The Wildcats trying to break it open. Give whoever pitches the seventh inning a little leeway, as that pitch to Mikey is a called strike at the knees. Warren somehow got under the tag at third. West fans thought he was out. The throw did beat him, but somehow he got the tag down late as Mikey rips the ball foul. Down the left field line, well foul. And he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Mikey will be followed by Carson Fagan. Carson had an RBI single. In the box score, Carson's hit will be a line drive, but it was a little bloop over the third baseman's head. Nobody will ever remember it 15 years from now. Mikey back in. Runner at first going. Pitch, hit on the ground. Third base side takes a weird hop, and in to score comes Warren East. Heading towards third and rounding third comes Joseph Webb, and he is in head first, and the Wildcats now lead it 5-0. A bad hop single and two RBIs for Mikey Teasley, and he winds up at second base, and the Wildcats have put 3 on the board here in the 7th inning. Wildcats now lead it 5-0 on that. Just a bad hop. I think it might have hit the cusp between the grass and the dirt and took a wide hop over the top of the third baseman. Nothing he could do about it, and the Wildcats have 2 more on the board, and it's 5-0 Oak Ridge. Here's Carson. Carson had an RBI single his last time. Before that, he lined out to left, and he struck out. The pitch to him, he hits the ball to left. That's another base hit. Here comes the green light. Mikey Teasley gets the green light, and he will score. 6-0 Oak Ridge. RBI single, Carson Fagan. And it's 6-0 Oak Ridge. And poor Griffin Smith has given up 4 runs here in the 7th inning in relief. And the Wildcats, another RBI for Carson Fagan, his second RBI of the ballgame, his second hit of the ballgame. And the batter will be Brooks Poteet. Brooks had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his last time. Flew out to right, actually lined out to right, and popped out to short. The first pitch to him is a called strike at the knees. Wildcat inning continues. 4 on the board to give the Wildcats a 6-0 lead. The base runner down at second for the Wildcats is Carson Fagan. Pitch, cut on, I missed. Brooks behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 7th, 6-0 Wildcats. Jaden Cheverton is on deck for the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to get more runs. Smith checks the runner, ball hit foul, back to the screen, and the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Brooks played at Powell last year. We're glad to have him. Glad to take anybody away from the Panthers. Not one of my favorites, Luke. Long-standing rivalry in football and all sports. Brooks takes ball 1, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our producer and director today has been Caleb Jackson. Our scorekeeper has been Luke Jackson. Luke, did you ever pitch for the Braves?
Sadly, I did not. I almost, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There was a Luke Jackson who pitched for the Atlanta Braves. He is much older than you, I can tell you that. You're in 8th grade at Jefferson?
Yes, sir.
And we look forward to having you at the high school next year. Pitch is cut on a miss, and that is a swinging strikeout, and that is out number 2. And the batter is Jaden Cheverton. Jaden lined out to center. Tried to bunt to get his on base his last time, or his second time at bat. He grounded out to the pitcher, and then he walked his last time. Runner at second, 6-0 Oak Ridge. Pitch to the plate. Inside for a called strike. No balls and one strike. Going to ask Caleb, has the internet been good today? Have we been choppy? Has it been good? Been good, Caleb says. We're always glad to hear that. No balls and one strike. We're at the mercy of the internet, as we were really to start the ball game Monday against Lenoir City. Pitch to Jaden. Hit in the left field. That's another base hit. Another green light coming around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. Head first live. Carson's in, and the Wildcats will have another run on the board, and it is 7-0. All Oak Ridge in the seventh. It is now 7-0. 5 on the board. That is an RBI single for Jaden Cheverton, and the batter will be Whit Reniger. Whit has been on base twice today, singled his first time, was hit by a pitch, and struck out. Noah Wood is on deck. Noah started this inning, I believe. Yes, he did. He started this inning. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. I think that's Jonah Wolf, the ball game. Jonah Wolf is the batter. So Jonah getting a chance to bat. He's a transfer from Grace. Right-handed hitter. Pitch to the plate is down low, a ball. Jonah had a really great pitching performance in, I believe, the final ball game when we were in Alabama. Hits the ball hard and high and deep to left. Left fielder back at the fence. It's a foul ball. Just foul. And Jonah will return. Ball had home run distance, but just a long, loud strike. Jonah smiles as he returns back to the batter's box. Jonah's an occasional worker at Aubrey's. One of my favorite places to eat. Do you eat at Aubrey's?
I love Aubrey's, especially their chicken.
What kind of chicken? You get the chicken tenders?
Yeah, the chicken tender basket.
I get the lemon lime chicken, actually, as there's a called strike to Jonah Wolf, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Already, Luke Jackson has talked more than Caleb Jackson today. Ball is hit to right field. The right fielder over. A long run for him. And he makes the catch for out number 3. Nice play out there by the Rebel right fielder. But a huge inning for the Wildcats. 5 on the scoreboard, and they break it open. They lead the West High Rebels as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to West to close it out in a moment. Got a new pitcher in the ball game. That would be Carson Fagan trying to close it out and get the win for Cam Welch. Carson, big right-hander. The pitch to him, cut on a miss. Comes in with the heat. And the count is 0-1. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the West High lineup. That pitch a little bit too inside. And the count is 1-1. Brady Shrimp back in. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. The pitch hit foul. Out of play over to the right and out of play. Trent back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carson's pitch, cut on a miss. And that is strike 3, and that is out number 1 here in the 7th inning. Nothing but heat, and Carson has retired the first man he faces. And the batter now will be Morgan Farrell, the batter. Morgan is 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 flyouts to Brooks Poteet. 1 out here in the 7th. The Wildcats 2 outs away from their 19th win of the year. Carson comes in, cut on a miss. Nothing but heat from the senior. Nobody on, 1 out, 7-0 Wildcats. 1 strike pitch. Oh boy, maybe a little low. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a good shot there, Caleb. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, cut on a miss. No match for that fastball. Farrell behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll have a post-game show. I'll interview Coach Free. Well, he'll probably send a player or 2 up to speak to me. I doubt Cam Welch will come up. He never likes to talk. Called strike 3, and down he goes. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the Wildcats 1 out away from their 19th win. Carson has come in, shutting the door on the Rebels. Here's the pitch, hit foul. Coming back our way, little upset in play. No, just over the top of the dugout. No balls and 1 strike. You know, Luke, the first thing you need to do on a ball that comes our way is save the computer, save the camera, save the monitor, and don't worry about your brother.
Okay, I'll make sure. So not saving myself, though?
No, you got to sacrifice yourself.
Okay, I'll make sure to do that.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Hit well to left field. Carson, actually the left fielder back on it. That ball is over the fence. That's a home run. So, they're not going to be shut out. That ball just kept sailing and sailing and just went over the fence. Let me see. Can't quite see. I don't know if that's Josiah out in left field. I can't quite see. We do have a new left fielder. I should have figured that out. It's now 7-1 on the home run. And with trying to start a rally here in the bottom of the 7th inning in a 7-1 ball game. And the batter now will be Will Lazinski. That's the scheduled hitter anyway. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to Noah Wood and struck out. See if that's him. Well, that is Will Lazinski. 0 for 2 in the ball game. There's a pitcher's duel until the 6th inning. Wildcats put 2 on the board. They put 5 on the board in the top of this inning to lead it 7-1. Lazinski, as I mentioned, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pitch. A little bit low, I guess. The count is 2 balls and no strikes. Lazinski will be followed by Coleman Miller. He was pinch hit for the last time. That one camera just will not stay in focus, will it? Ball's hit in the infield. This should be it. Third baseman Mikey Teasley calls for it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Wildcats come to West. It was a tight one. up into the 6th inning, and the Wildcats win the ball game by a final score of 7-1. Wildcats now 19-1-1, and they knock off West the one and only time in the regular season they will face the West High Rebels. The two teams getting ready to shake hands out at center. As we're going to kind of take a break here, I'll come back and look over the statistics. I'll speak to Coach Free and maybe an interview with a player or two. Wildcats win it 7-1. We'll be back to West with our postgame show in a moment. Welcome back once again to West High School. I'll run down some of the individual statistics. First off, for the Wildcats, Warren East had 3 hits in the ball game, 2 stolen bases, and scored a run. Joseph Webb had a hit, was hit by a pitch, scored a run, walked and stole a base. Parker Free, had a single and an RBI sacrifice. Mikey Teasley had a 2 RBI double. Carson Fagan had 2 hits today and 2 RBIs. Brooks Poteet had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Jaden Sheverton walked and had an RBI single. Whit Reniger had a single, was hit by a pitch. And Noah Wood was hit or walked. We're back? Yep, we're back. It'll catch up. Apologize for a little internet interference there. Hopefully we're going to get back on or not. I'm not sure. We got the spinning circle of death, but it just went off, so that's good. So we're back on the air waiting to speak to somebody. I know Coach Travis Free usually will come up to speak to us, and he usually will send some players. But I can guarantee you that Cam Welch is not going to come up and speak to me. He has been on the team for 4 years, and I have never, ever been able to get him to speak on the air. He's just not his thing. He's a very, personable guy. He just doesn't want to speak on the air. And let's see, it looks like it might be Warren East that's going to, I heard Coach say Warren's going to come up. I guess we're still recording. Did we record? Yes, we are. Thank you, Caleb. Go ahead and start it now then. And we'll record the interviews just in case. That's okay. If it's on the YouTube, we're fine. Although we've got a very choppy internet right now, for sure. Let's get it going here. And waiting to speak to a Wildcat. We do have a bad internet connection right now, though. And hopefully, that'll improve. I hate for Warren's family not to be able to see the junior's face. And looks like he's coming over. Not sure if he's going to talk or not. We'll see. Waiting. Let's see. Maybe not. Might not have an interview here. Maybe a post-game. Waiting. Here comes Warren. Yeah, he's going to wander over this way, and we'll get a shot of him. Warren, if you'll stand right there. And we'll let you look into the camera. You know me, I don't like to be on camera. We'll let you stand right there. This is Warren East. Warren had 3 hits in the ball game, a couple bunt singles. And I'm going to ask you about that. You've hit some home runs in your career, but is it more satisfying to you to get those bunts down in perfect position to beat out those bunts?
It's more satisfying to win. I don't care what I do out there. As long as we come home with a win, I don't care.
It was a pitcher's duel up until the 6th inning, and you had an opportunity to score. You got thrown out at the plate. They had a guy thrown out at the plate on a suicide squeeze. Cheeto was pitching well. Their guy was pitching well. You're out in the outfield. Does that make you nervous when you're out there in a tie ball game? You've played a lot of games. I know you don't get nervous. I'm just going to ask you that question, but was there ever a doubt in your mind that you guys were going to get the bats rolling?
Absolutely not. Not a doubt at all. Cheeto, I'll say this right now. Everyone hear this. I'm so grateful Cheeto's back. Like, realistically, we couldn't have got it done without him. We can't go, as far as we want without him. So having him back is a huge plus, and I think he's happy to be back, and everyone's, accepted him, and, all this bad stuff aside, we're all really happy he's back. So I have my trust in Cheeto and my offense, and it all came together. It might have been in the last inning or so, but we brought it together, and that's all that matters is we come in with a win.
You had a really nice play out in the outfield. You track down one. You get a great jump on the ball. And, people watching you say, well, Warren's out there, he made the catch. But that was a really hard play you made because you got a great jump. And that's the key about being a center fielder, is it not?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I remember freshman year, after a Sevier County game, we were talking, and you're like, Warren, I know they say water covers 70% of the earth, but you cover the rest. So, I mean, we're out there, and especially, not throwing shade at Cy and Richie, but they weren't the fastest. So you put me out there with Brooks, Carson, and Andy, everyone's fast, so we just cover that much more ground.
Got 2 games tomorrow against some pretty good teams. Science Hill, a team you played, I think, in the sectional last year, if I remember correctly. Was that was the substate, yeah. And then you got Central, team that you knocked off the first game of the year. So pretty good teams. I know that Reardon guy. I've always been impressed with him.
He's friends with all of us. He can bang. He's good. I think he runs it up to 92, but he's good. So if we go thinking, oh, we're just gonna win, then we're gonna end up losing. So we have to show up with a ready to go mentality. But Science Hill, they're good too. So we have to come out and perform tomorrow, or it's gonna show.
Warren, thanks a lot for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
That is Warren East. Looks like Carson's going to be over here. This is Carson Fagan. Let's get him in the shot here. As you can see, I don't like to be in the shot. Carson, really, do you know who Willie Mays is? Yes. Willie May, he said yes. Central, 2 really good teams.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Carson Fagan, we're going to hopefully get Coach Travis Free up here, the head coach of the Wildcats, and we'll close it out here. I know these guys are hungry. And here comes Coach Free. Let's see if he slides through that little opening there. Let's see if he's nimble enough to do it. He jumps up, and indeed, we should have gotten that on film. Did you get? He did. Coach Free, Coach, if you don't mind standing here, you know me. I'll let you. Yeah. Well, I'm a lot older than you, Coach. So, Coach, first off, congratulations. Pitcher's duel to begin with. I mean, Cheeto was on his game. He gave up a couple base runners in the first, but then was lights out after that. And your defense made plays behind him. Couple really great plays out there. One spectacular play by Carson out in left field. Willie Mays over the shoulder basket catch. And I thought another good play out was made, a couple good plays. Warren made, tracked down a ball out in center field that looked easy, but only a guy like Warren East with his speed can track it down. And then Carson came in and closed it out. You got 2 runs in the 6th, and then you put people on base, hit that relief pitcher for 5, and you win the ball game. And you're now 19-1-1.
It was a good day. That's what I just got told them. The difference in the game was we had somebody was going to flinch or make a mistake, and then the other team was going to take advantage. The difference is we didn't make the mistake tonight. We were able to do that. Noah Wood, a play he made backhand early, was a huge play. Carson's huge play, and that kind of gave us the momentum, and that's why we kind of did it. Cheeto didn't walk a lot of guys. We didn't have a lot of free just traffic, and then we made every play. I don't think we made a single error. So really the difference in the game is we defended, and then it just allowed us enough time to get a couple runs on the board.
And that's what you have to do. Coach, I didn't get a chance to talk to you yesterday. You win 10-0. Bats were a little quiet on Monday, but you're 2-0 against Lenore City. And tomorrow you're going to play. I'm not going to keep you here because I know these guys want to get going. But you've got Science Hill, a team you played in the sectional last year, sectional series. You were able to beat them and go to Murfreesboro. And then you've got Central, who – I think it was a 9-4 ball game the first time around. Central's always good. I've always been impressed with that Reardon kid that plays for them. 2 really good teams coming to Bobby Hopkins tomorrow.
It's going to be a great day. On purpose, we scheduled that on purpose. Try to bring them in the same time. It's great that we get to play them at home. It'll be fun afternoon. Luckily we don't have school. We're able to kind of get out there and have a little extended day tomorrow. I'm excited about Science Hill coming down and playing us. We've went up there and played them the last couple of years, and so they're coming down. It'll be interesting tomorrow on a Friday. Don't know what to expect. Our pitchers are going to be ready to go. We're going to start Braylon Payne in Game 1 and Jackson Geary in Game 2. So we'll be ready to go on those guys. Hopefully we fill the zone up and continue to defend. We've done a really good job defending. And offensively, we've struggled a little bit, honestly. We've been a little sluggish on offense, but that's just because of the number of games we played in the number of days. If you really think about it, we're probably in a 3-week span, I think we're like something going to be like 18-plus games in. So, we've just played a lot in a row. And so we kind of need some time, which is good that we're playing Friday, off Saturday, off Sunday for Easter. And then next week we've only got 2 on the schedule. And I did that on purpose to try to allow us to kind of gather ourselves to kind of close out the season. Bearden, yeah.